What's going on, guys? This is Derek at Derek's Dead Talks official podcast. We are here to review The Ones Who Live, episode 5, and I am here with a good friend of mine that I've known for years now, Mr. T-Vels. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, thank you very much.
Well, it's been a while since we've talked, and obviously we've never done a podcast like one-on-one, just me and you, so I'm really excited for that opportunity. But why don't you tell, my followers a little bit about what you do on TikTok and kind of what your plans are going forward?
My name's Elliot. I'm also known as T-Vels on TikTok. I mainly post content about movies, TV shows, mainly about The Walking Dead, as it is my favorite show. But that is my dream to hopefully take it as a job on social media and upload content for you guys.
Awesome, man. I love to hear that. And you're lucky you're in a place where it's not going to get banned. So, you can
Yeah, no, I
continue the
can't
Walking
believe that's
Dead
happening.
legacy. Dude,
I'm
your
actually so
post
sad
was
that's
so
happening.
funny, man. God, it was so funny of the season 1, season 11, and all the Walking Dead creators just taken out. That was so
I
funny.
can't believe it's happening. It's all of us are getting wiped out, except me and Florian were the only ones standing.
Oh my gosh, it's so sad, man. So sad. Sorry, I kept getting this phone call. I gotta fix that real quick. But yeah, it's like all the big Walking Dead creators are gonna end up getting either have to move to a different platform completely, or they're just done for. And for me, like the thing that makes me different than like Cookie or some of these other guys, I don't really have the established like YouTube audience that I can fall back on. Like a lot of them have that. I don't have that. I put all my focus into TikTok, daily
So
Walking
do
Dead
I, pretty
videos.
much.
It sucks, man. It sucks. And
It's
here in
hard to grow
America,
anywhere else, to be fair. There's nowhere else like TikTok. Reels aren't even the same. You can't really find a community on them. TikTok's like the only place like where we've all found each other, and that's it. And it's hard.
yeah, and it's been like we found each other like organically, honestly. Like me
Yeah,
finding you and then finding all the Walking Dead creators that we found. It's happened kind of like organically, where just being in the community and like posting Walking Dead videos has helped us like find each other. And I'm worried about what
exactly.
that means for when that happens.
I, I can't. I just can't believe it's happening. But I mean, hopefully another app's going to come through. I doubt it. No other apps really like TikTok. There's been loads that they've brought out and stuff, but they've never compared to it. It's just not going to be. Hopefully, it doesn't happen because we're going to lose a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know
But
how they continue on. I really don't. But I mean, it is what it is. It's something we don't have control over. But I'm going to spend these next like 6 months really trying to focus on some long form content, just to like at least have my foot in the door on YouTube and on my podcasting sites and stuff like that. So that's going to be really what I focus on. And that's really why I wanted to bring you on today to talk about episode 5 is to really continue that long form content and work with the people that I love to talk to about The Walking Dead. And you're definitely one of those people. So, let's talk a little bit about, The Ones Who Live as a whole and kind of how it's been. I know you were really excited for it. I was really excited for it.
yeah, I
Up
was.
up and up till now, so far, how are you feeling about the show? Are you satisfied with it? Or do you have anything you
Yeah,
want to change
definitely.
about it?
To be fair, it's probably one of my favorite spin-offs. I'm kind of preferring it to the main show. I know a lot of people have chopped my head off for that, but I actually really enjoy it. I didn't. I loved all the Walking Dead stuff, but there was something about the Daryl show. I don't know what it was. It didn't really hit the same for me. I loved it because I loved Daryl, but it didn't hit the same. And Dead City, it was really good, but it doesn't compare to. I know a lot of more money went into The Ones Who Live. Like you can definitely tell from the episodes so far, 1 to 5. But overall, it's really good. I mean, my favorite episodes, episode 1, and I can't pick between episode 4 and 5. They were both really good. I think episode 4 had a lot better acting, like from Rick and Michonne, like when they were talking about Cal. But 5, I loved the flashbacks with Gabe.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome, and I don't think anybody saw that coming. I didn't see it coming. Um,
I didn't either.
absolutely didn't. Yeah, absolutely didn't.
I
Uh,
I thought JD's forgot about him, to be fair, but I mean they brought him back, and then obviously at the end he was alone. But
Dude, that was heartbreaking too, heartbreaking. But years ago, I made a video about reunions that need to happen in The Walking Dead, and one of the ones I just threw out there was Gabriel and Jadis, because like there was kind of some unfinished business, and I was like, this is just going to be something that's forgotten in time. I didn't ever expect them to address it again, and I'm super glad they did. Do you think that obviously we knew we were getting a crossover character onto this show? Do you think now that Gabriel's that character, or do you still think we could see another one like a Morgan, a Carol, anybody else?
I don't think we'll see Carol because I think we'll get more of her in the Daryl show. I think we will get Morgan, but like not in an episode. I feel like it's either going to be a post-credit scene or like how we got Rick's return, or it's just like another extra scene added on the end. I feel like he's going to find like like a note or like the note that Rick put in the bottle because it's in like the opening scene. So the ones who live, it's floating in the water. I feel like it's going to wash up on shore, and either Daryl's going to find it or Morgan's going to find it. I'm not quite sure who. And it's basically just going to be like, because Morgan's been in a lot of post credit. I think he's the only character who's had a post credit scene in the Walking Dead show. He had a few, and I feel like that's what it's going to be. Obviously, he's on the search for Rick, and I think that's what the end scene is going to be: him finding another clue to it, and maybe in season 2 he'll show up.
So just to be clear, you do think there's going to be a season 2?
Oh, 100%. They can't fit it all into one more episode. It would be stupid.
I know. I'm worried about it though, man, because The Walking Dead's known to always like prematurely
Rush
tell us
things.
about shows. They always do it.
Yeah,
They always tell us about stuff way too soon. And so, like, why have you waited this long to tell us about season 2 of The Ones Who Live if you're doing it? You know, because they never do that.
exactly. Yeah. There has to be a season 2. There's either that or an extra series because there is going to be a crossover series. I'm not sure. I feel like the show is going to end with them. I feel like they will return home, but I'm not. I feel like they're going to get back, and obviously they're all in the Commonwealth now. They're going to get back to Alexandria because they have no clue about the Commonwealth. It's going to be destroyed, either burnt down or bombed by the CRM. And there it's going to basically end with it all turning like just face to black, and it's them really upset thinking everyone's dead because they've got no idea about the Commonwealth, and they're just going to think the whole family's been killed.
You know, that's kind of similar to what I'm thinking because obviously going back to Alexandria isn't really going to be an option. Um,
Yeah,
they can't really go back. I mean, they've already gotten rid of the filming set. I mean, they're going to have to do something else. And I think what we're going to see in this last episode is really more detail about what the Civic Republic's plan is, and what they're capable of doing. And I'm really
yeah,
excited for that because I think that's going to be what's the entire storyline is going to be about the rest of the Walking Dead universe, at least for this phase of the Walking Dead universe, is going to be about what the CRM's doing, what they have going on. I obviously think they have some kind of like big secret that Rick's about to find out, whether that's a cure or some kind of plan. Either way, I know there's something huge that's about to be revealed, and I've been waiting for it for years. I mean, we all have, and I'm glad to see they're finally going to address it. But now you've written yourself into a corner where you've got to do a season 2. There's not any way
oh,
around it at this
100%.
point.
What do you
There's
think
no
the
way
briefing's
around.
going to be about?
My I have a couple theories. My first one,
Same.
and this is what I initially thought, was we've seen a lot of the CRM doing testing on humans and stuff like that on World Beyond, right? So we know that they do that. We have not seen it addressed on The Ones Who Live. My theory
Yeah,
is that they this show is taking place in a timeline where that testing's done and they've already found a way to either reverse the zombie virus or prevent it entirely. So people are able to take either this medicine or this treatment and no longer turn into a walker when they die, or if they get bitten they don't immediately turn. It's not over for them. I think they have
yeah.
that technology done. That's why we're not seeing any more testing. That's why they're not trying to really get more people in to put into testing. They're done. They've already accomplished it, right? And I think only the people in the higher up positions like Rick and Major General Beale and Jadis, they're the only ones that are allowed to know about it or have access to it. So we're going to see that kind of be revealed like, hey, we're making the cure. We figured it out. We just have to make it at a larger scale. People can't know about it because it's going to cause, you know, a riot and it's going to be too much, but that's what's going on. That's what I think's happening with this echelon briefing and whatever. I think that's what it's going to be. I don't see a lot of people out there that agree with me because a lot of them completely have a different idea, but I'm curious what you think about it.
Yeah, mine's completely different. I feel like they can't. I don't think it's going to be something to do with a cure, personally, because we got a Tales of the Walking Dead episode like years into the future. I kind of wish they didn't do that episode because it shows that nothing changed. So if they change their mind, they can't really do much unless it's just like that was a completely different country. They kind of messed it up there, which really annoyed me. I feel like it's going because they don't really know Rick's from Alexandria and stuff and all those places. I feel like the briefing's going to be the places they're going to be bombing, and he's going to read out a bunch of names. One of them's going to be like Hilltop. One of them's going to be Alexandria. I feel like he's going to find out the places that they're going to be bombing, but he can't really say much about it because, well, then he'll get done for it. They'll find out who he really is. I mean, Jadis was the only one, but well, she's obviously dead now. She's not going to return, and she did leave that the file out there, so God knows if they'll find it. But that's personally what I think.
My buddy Jacob, who Peak Fandoms,
Yeah,
he's the one that initially kind of brought this idea to me. We always talk like right after the episodes and kind of talk about our ideas and stuff like that. And he was kind of more in the realm that you are. But here's my only issue with that thought process that you have about it, right?
yeah.
Are they just going to completely ignore the testing on humans thing, attempting to find a cure thing? Is that storyline just gone now? Because that's what I'm having a hard time with. And I don't think they would do that. I don't think that they would just ignore it and not go near it. So
I mean, it's The Walking Dead. They love to start off things and not make a storyline out of it. They just set stuff up and don't continue it.
Well, that's kind of what the point of The Ones Who Live has been, to kind of wrap up those loose ends. I mean, we saw the PPP thing on that whiteboard in the trailer, which is crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. That's been years in the making. Little things like that. I don't see them taking such a huge part of what the CRM is, taking that away from them. There's got to be something about it. There's got to be even if the briefing is about the bombings and stuff like that, I still think there's got to be something cure related here. I just absolutely think there's got to be. Maybe they want to wipe out places to make sure that they don't get overran and the cure taken from them. And so they're trying to be overly cautious and take out the surrounding communities to make sure, hey, nobody's going to get in our walls and take this from us.
Yeah.
We are going to be the ones that live, the ones that are safe. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But there's no way they do that whole story and then just drop it. I don't know how they're going to bring it up, but they need to.
Yeah, I just hope they don't pull like a Maze Runner type shit and make Rick Grimes the cure, like his blood's the cure or something. Because I feel like it'd be cool, but it would be too dumb to just make it that he's the cure. No, I think I'd turn the TV off and jump out the window. To be fair,
yeah. It would. I don't know what I would do, man. I would switch over to the Breaking Bad community or something.
Yeah, Breaking Bad.
Oh man,
play The Walking Dead season 8.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's too much for me, man. I can't go back to that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up.
It's traumatic, bro. I can't. I'm so bothered by Fear the Walking Dead season 8. I could go on an hour-long podcast about how much I hated it and talk about it.
Bringing Troy back and just killing him straight away. It was so dumb.
Oh, it was bad, man. It was so bad. And actually, we're going to get more into that in a second because I do want to talk about that. But right now, let's talk about The Ones Who Live, right? We only have one episode left. So just assuming with the last 5 episodes, with what we've gotten, I just want you to answer my question like based on those 5. But throughout all of these spinoff shows, right? You already kind of said you believe that The Ones Who Live is the best one, right?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
What do you think second place is?
Second place, is this out of all the other shows except from the main Walking Dead?
Correct, yep.
Right, so first it would be The Ones Who Live 100%. Then I'd say, I don't know about World Beyond's definitely last. Well, season 1 of World Beyond, I can't be asked watching that, to be fair. But Fear the Walking Dead, it had some really good seasons and characters, but I feel like once they killed those characters off, certain seasons were hard to watch. Seasons 1, 2, and 3, but season 2 was amazing actually. That probably is one of my favorites. Dead City, that's up there as well, mainly because of how much I love Negan. Maggie, she's a cow. I don't like her, but I love Negan. He's my favorite character. But the show, like how it was done, it kind of felt like I don't want to like hate on it, but it felt a bit fan made compared to the other like stuff they've worked on. It didn't feel I don't know really. It's the vibe of it, but it was still really good. And then I'd say it has Tales of the Walking Dead. Some of those episodes confused me. One of them, or two of them are really good. The Alpha one was amazing, but there were a few that, yeah, it was a bit meh.
They were awful. There was a few that were awful. That's the word you were looking for.
Exactly right.
There
Yeah,
was a
that's the
few that
word.
are a
Not meh.
disgrace to the Walking Dead community. That's
Did she
how
have
bad they were.
superpowers? Did she
Yes,
have superpowers? What was that about? Why did she
dude.
get powers? It's
There was a
oh
ghost woman. There was a ghost woman that was able to lead these two survivors into a trap, into like a web, and it was horrible. It
oh
was like some Marvel
it's
fan made shit. It was awful.
for a world that has people that come back from the dead, it felt so unrealistic. It was ridiculous. And that episode, the actors, I don't know if you ever watched The Boys, he plays A-Train, but the actor for him, he was in one of the episodes. That was awful. It was the one where they thought he killed Sarah daughter, so I don't even know
Yeah,
anymore.
that one's
It was
called like
shocking.
Davin. That's the Davin one. That's where we saw the PPP card. That's the episode where we saw the PPP card again.
My God. Yeah, that's the only
It,
good thing about it.
yeah, everything else was bad,
It
man. I
was
agree.
awful.
So I want to make a take about that, and I want you to tell me
Yeah.
kind of what you think, because this is how I feel about the spin-off shows as a whole, right? So, like The Ones Who Live, obviously, I think is the best, but I think that Dead City and Daryl
Oh yeah.
Dixon both are closer to it than they are the rest of the shows. So, like,
Yeah.
I think people are letting recency bias kind of get in their way. Dead City was awesome. It was great. I thought it
Yeah.
was
It
great.
was really good.
Daryl Dixon was great. It was awesome. And honestly, give me any episode of any of those shows over the last two seasons of Fear, over any episode of World Beyond, over almost any episode of Tales of the Walking
Well,
Dead.
beyond shocking.
Yeah, man, I
The
just like
only
it's can't do it.
oh, the only things that I watched really of World Beyond was snippets on TikTok. I can't bring myself to watch it. Apparently, in season one, we don't even really get any zombie action whatsoever. That's what I've heard. Apparently, it's not even like The Walking Dead. It's terrible. The only thing that would make me watch season two is to do with the CRM to get a bit more in depth of it all. But other than that, no, it's a hard pass.
Yeah, the first season is really like focusing on backstories of the characters, which makes no sense because they're
Yeah,
only on the show for one more season after that
it
anyway.
lasted 2 seasons.
It's like, and they knew it, and they knew it. It'd be different if it would have
Exactly.
gotten canceled, but they knew it was only going to be 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I could go on all day about that stuff,
Unless we
but
get a crossover series, but I don't know. I do think a what if series would do good, even if it was animated like the Marvel one. I think that would be so because I've got so many what if throughs. It's actually ridiculous how many I have. But I think a show of that because they're doing it with Star Wars as well, aren't they? I mean, I'm not a huge Star Wars person, but they're doing a what if show for that, and that's animated. I also think they should do an animated comics one for the people who've not read the comics or don't want to buy them or read them. They should like do it like comic accurate animated TV show representing it because I definitely watch that.
there's been some talks about it too, like that Robert Kirkman wanted to do that and
Yeah,
stuff. So I definitely think I think the people that really want The Walking Dead to end are going to be upset with how long it goes on after today because I think it's still going. I don't think it's going anywhere. I really, really don't. I think it's going to go on for a few more years, at the very least.
I hope so. I don't want it to end. I want my grandkids watching it live with me on the TV. I really don't want it to end at all.
I'm with you on that, bro. But anyway, we've talked about everything else other than episode 5. So we're going to talk about episode
Right.
5. So, what did you think of the episode? Okay, obviously we had a returning character, we had a big character death, we had some good scenes between Rick and Michonne, some kind of touching moments there. What did you think of the episode? Did they do a good job setting up the finale? I kind of want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I mean, the opening scene with Gabe was really unexpected. I didn't think it would be him out of anyone. It felt odd, but I loved him in it. I loved Gabe anyway, but it was really good to see him again from the main Walking Dead show, like how they were meeting every year. And I hope we see him again. I doubt it, but it was really good. I really love Rick and Michonne together. They feel different than they were in the main Walking Dead show. Like I feel like they're more comedic in this one, but in a good. I prefer it. Like Rick's like really sassy for some reason. Well, he was in episode 4, but I'm glad he's mentioning RJ a lot more. And well, he proposed. He did his proposal to Michonne, which was really good. I just hope she doesn't die in the next episode because that's all for nothing. And then he's obviously lost 2 wives, but as a whole, episode 5 was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I agree. I only have two episodes so far that have been a perfect 100 out of 100 for me, and that's episode 1 and episode 5. Episode 4
Yeah,
was really good to me, but I can't give it a 100 when I do feel like it was missing the zombie action and parts of Walking Dead episodes that a lot of people want. Great acting, great
yeah.
episode, perfectly written, but I can't give it a perfect score when the episode doesn't explore everything that I want to see in a Walking Dead episode. But episode 5 did. Episode 5 definitely
Yeah,
did. It explored everything I wanted. I predicted Jadis's death, called it. It happened. I was right. No
yeah.
surprise there. And yeah, she's gone. Sad about it.
I,
Really heartbreaking character death scene there. I was very sad about it.
it
Um,
was. I
I
hated
was,
her,
man.
but
A
in
lot
her
of people
last
hated her, but
moments,
that's
I
why.
felt
That's
so bad
why.
for her. I don't know. Yeah, but I felt so bad for her in like the final moments, and I wish she gave Rick the ring and stuff. I don't know. I feel like she really redeemed herself in the last seconds. I mean, she's gone now. She was a well-written character. I mean, she's been in like 3 separate shows now, hasn't she? But
Yeah.
she is so well written.
Yeah, that's why like I'm sad to see her go because she was such an
Yeah,
important character. She was the connecting character for everything. And
I
the
don't
show
think
needed
I've ever
her.
seen the character. I don't think I've ever seen a character go through so many hairstyles other than her. She's had literally every single hairstyle in the book. It's ridiculous.
And now
I was
Rick has
really hoping
called
we
her
get a
out.
buzz cut, but no buzz cut. Not Michonne, Jadis. I mean,
Oh
I keep
God.
forgetting she's called Anne, but
That would have been so
yeah,
much worse. Buzz cut Jadis. God, that would have
buzz
been
cut
worse.
Jadis.
Oh man, she's already
That
got
is,
the Edgar cut going on, so I
oh,
think that's
jeez.
enough. That's what we call it here in the United
Someone's,
States, at least, is the Edgar cut. When you get like the banks
yeah.
lined up like that, is the Edgar cut.
I mean, someone said I looks like J because when I had my perm and it was a bit flat down in my video, someone commented saying you look like Jadis. I've never felt so offended in my life. Jadis,
Dang,
I
man.
nearly cried.
Well, on at least every single one of my videos, I get told that I look like Sal from Impractical Jokers, so that's a common occurrence for me. Um, but anyway, so episode 5, I don't know how you do your scoring system, but like, what would you score episode 5 out of 100 if you were scoring it?
I'd say, oh, that's hard. I hate rating stuff because I never know. 9. I'd want to give it 100, but I can't give it 100 because I feel like that's too obvious. I'd say 99. I'm not going to fit everything into that last episode. It's kind of scaring me, actually. I'm a bit paranoid about it.
Yeah, I think this is one of those episodes that if if the finale sucks, it's really going to drag down the episode. It's
Yeah,
one that the finale could definitely ruin it if it's not good. So that worries me too. But
yeah,
just for like what the episode delivered, it was one of those episodes that felt like it was really long. And so like it hit every bullet point for me, and that's why I give it a perfect score. And I
yeah.
think I do like it more than episode 1. I really do, because it had the big shocking character death, and it had a lot of really great moments in it. And Gabriel coming back, like, I don't know, I didn't
That
see it
was good.
coming at all. Do you think he'll appear in episode 6, or do you think we're done seeing him?
I kind of think I feel like he was just in there to add to JDC's storyline because, well, we needed every time a character dies to get even more screen time off flashback. So I kind of had a feeling she was going to die in that episode anyway. But I feel like he was only there for her. Well, I was actually hoping at the end of the last episode, I thought like they were in the same woods and stuff, and I was really, really hoping that it would like when Jadis was chasing after Rick and Michonne and they were in like that museum they were hiding. I was kind of hoping that Gabriel would come up and shoot her or just something like he'd be the one to kill her. I feel like that'd be only right, saving Rick and Michonne. I don't know. I just hope that's not the last we see of him because I actually really like his character.
Yeah, I'm worried, but like if you tell in the first few seconds, he like looks up like a helicopter's flying over him, and then
Yeah,
second one happens. It's like that. I think it's foreshadowing because then he does his little prayer, you know. I think
yeah.
that it's foreshadowing the helicopter's heading towards Alexandria potentially, and he's seeing it.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So he's seeing
shit.
it, and he's that's why he has that really concerned look on his face. And then when he
Yeah,
kills that zombie, he starts praying because he's worried about what's going to happen if they get to Alexandria before
that
he
is
does.
so good. Wait, so do you think that scene was so do you think that scene was like completely irrelevant to the episode? Like that was in like full on present day or like the future possibly?
I think it's foreshadowing what's going to happen in the finale. I think that it's
Oh
in
my
present
God.
day and it's foreshadowing the helicopters flying towards Alexandria, and Gabriel sees it and knows like what's going on.
That would that would be crazy. That's actually insane.
I mean, why else would that scene be there? You know, like I can't think of any other reason
Exactly,
why that
yeah.
scene would be there.
Yeah, unless it's just to introduce him back. But I was kind of hoping we'd get an Aaron and Gabriel spin-off, to be fair. I feel like that would have done really good. I actually thought Gabe died in that episode when she said that she killed someone.
Yeah, me
And
too.
then
I did
the
too.
scene
They
with her
fooled
pointing the
me.
gun. I thought we were going to get Gabe's death in a spin-off. Like they were just going to kill him off in that show. And I was like, oh, we're going to get an off-screen death of him. I didn't know what to think. That scared me.
Well, and since you haven't watched World Beyond, you haven't seen like the character she was talking about when she said that, but it was probably the only really good character from World Beyond. That her name was Huck, and she was a really good
Yeah, no, I've
character on
not
that
seen that.
show. Yeah, and she's like,
Yeah.
do you remember seeing like Jadis's little flashback she had going on when she was dying, and it showed like a
Oh,
bunch of
when
memories?
she killed someone like yeah, was it did she stab someone or shoot someone in one? I remember
Yeah,
seeing
I
one of
don't
the scenes. I
remember,
was like, I've not
but
seen
yeah,
that
it was in a
before.
scene you'd never seen before, and that's yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
that World Beyond scene with Huck, and you know she was like, it was good by the way. That part of the show was good, but yeah,
I might
so
give season 2 a watch.
I do recommend it, and I've made a few videos talking about it. I definitely recommend you watch it. There's enough
Yeah,
important things about the CRM that happen in season 2 of World Beyond that it's good to watch. Um, I'm telling you, the Cure thing, man. If you watch World Beyond season 2, you are going to be like, okay, this is just being ignored because that's the main focus of the CRM. It's not to show my dick's bigger than yours like they're
yeah. I
doing
mean,
right now.
well, you've predicted a lot of things, so I'm taking your word on this. You've predicted practically everything, so I'm going with that.
Hey, and I don't ever look at leaks, watch spoilers, nothing ever. Just putting that out there. Not one
Oh my
time.
God, they did so bad this time with this show. I can't believe how much got leaked. It was actually ridiculous. I don't. How did they mess up that bad? Like to get everything shown. Like we got Rick and Michonne's return leaked. Like I swear, all the episodes. Basically, I'm gonna be so mad if the finale gets leaked and we find out some really important information. And it's just like we find it out on TikTok. If Cookie reacts to it or something, I'm gonna scream.
Oh God, man, don't get me started. I love Cookie on a personal level. We've talked a lot, dude,
I
but
saw you comment.
this man does it every time. He spoils it for everybody every time. And I'm like,
I saw
dude,
you comment on it.
he literally put the video out there with the
Oh,
heading on there, Gabriel
Gabriel's
returns.
returned.
Like,
Yeah,
what are you
in
doing,
red.
bro? Like, what are
I
you
thought it would say
doing?
spoiler warning. It straight up said Gabriel's return on it. I
I
went
was
to the
like, you
comments
could
and
at
saw your
least like
comment.
show it, like show like you just have the beginning and then you could scroll up. Like, I don't know, man. Like
Oh God.
he's not posting as much anymore on the Walking Dead page.
I
So
feel like he's gone off The Walking Dead because he started going through a phase of when he was reacting to them, he wouldn't react, he'd just sit there and watch it go by.
yeah.
I feel like I
Well,
don't know, he got a
I
bit
will
bored
say
of it.
this. I don't want to talk much more about him because he's not here, but I do just want to say, you know, that I'm a big supporter of his. Um, we've talked through
Oh, same.
anything that we've ever disagreed on, and I just want the best for him, you know. And I hope that whether he leaves The Walking Dead or stays in it, I hope that it's something he's passionate about and happy doing. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Um, so T-Vels, I think we covered everything on the list here. Do you have anything left that you wanted to discuss, or do you have any questions or anything for me, or
I do kind of have a little theory on the next episode. So I remember seeing like a behind the scenes picture, a group photo, and it looked like Andrew's face was like all like really burnt. Like, but it could have just been blood. I don't know, but it looked burnt in like the cast photo. So I feel, and we're seeing the teaser, the promo for next week. This Rick and Michonne, I think, are standing over a bomb. Feel like they're gonna explode, like blow up the CRM, like the CRM main facility thing. Rick's gonna get caught in it. He's got, it's Michonne's gonna be out of it. She's gonna think that he's dead. She'll get like flashbacks to the bridge with it exploding and like different like PTSD things. And it's like maybe gonna end with him coming out the rubble and he's all like battered down. He made it out, but half of his face is burnt off. And there was also like in the script thing when we found out about his prosthetic arm, there was something about a Walker lens. I don't know why he'd need to wear a Walker lens unless it's like Michonne hallucinating him possibly like dying coming out the building because she just blew up her husband. I don't know, but and General Beale, I feel like we've barely seen him. I can't tell if he doesn't seem like a villain. He seems too nice. I don't know, like from the episode that we saw him
He
and he was
seems
just
like
having his little
a
chit
nice,
chat.
charming guy.
He seems so nice, and I just feel like I hope we see like a really cool like turn on him, and he's like a huge villain. I feel like Pearl is also going to be a villain working with him, but she definitely has to betray
Yeah.
Rick. I feel like she's going to betray him and get killed.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't hate your theory. The only problem I have is I don't want them to make it super easy for the CRM to get taken out. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, because I hope it turns into either like a part one and part two of a movie that we can see in cinema. Like there'll be Avengers Infinity or Avengers End type style. It's a movie split into two, or like they do with Maze Runner. I kind of hope they do that or that crossover series because if they've been surviving this whole time and Rick and the crew come over and destroy it straight away, it just sounds so like just not just sounds pathetic. It's not realistic enough because in reality, say if this was in our real world, Rick's just an ordinary guy. It's not like he's got superhuman powers and stuff and he can climb walls and all that shit. So if he just solo him and Michonne take down the whole of CRM, no, not at all, because they couldn't even fight it. It lasted 2 seasons with Negan, and that's just one guy and a bunch of his little minions.
Yeah, I don't see an avenue where they can wrap up the whole
No,
CRM because they don't even know how big it is. They don't know how many people are even
exactly, yeah,
there. So I don't
exactly.
know. I don't want them to make it too fast. But like the guy that plays Major General Beale, Terry O'Quinn, he's a pretty like
He was in Lost.
well-renowned actor. Like a lot of people
Yeah,
know who he is.
I remember seeing him in Lost, and he's a big actor. So I hope because he's has he been in one episode or 2 episodes? I don't even know.
I think two, maybe. Like why did you
Yeah,
cast him somebody big if that's what
yeah,
makes me think
exactly.
there is a season two? Because why did you cast
Yeah,
somebody so well renowned that looks like a
exactly.
friendly friend of your grandpa and not show us anything with him, you know?
He's had like a minute long screen time, but obviously he has to be evil. I mean, like it's the CRM, they are evil, and he's like the big guy at it. But I don't know. He just seems too nice and too friendly. He just seems like the type of guy who just sit there and play chess with you or something. He
Yeah, I
doesn't
was
seem
gonna
like a
say go
murderous
play
type
pool
man.
with you at the bar and be like, hey man, want to
Exactly.
play a game
Snakes
of
and
pool?
ladders.
Like something like that, man. I'm not
Doesn't
intimidated by him at all. But okay,
no,
well,
neither. He just seems too friendly. I just go to the park with him.
all right. I'm hoping the finale he's gonna turn into the Governor 2.0 or something worse that just is like an evil. I don't know. I don't know. I hope they
Oh,
make a
I
good
hope
villain out of
so.
him. So
I really
T-Bells,
hope so.
why don't we talk? I want to wrap up here because we're getting to the max time here. So why don't you tell the people where they can find you at and where to follow you?
All right, so you can find me on TikTok, Tvels. It's TVELLZ. That's it. I've got two accounts, that one and an account where I post gym stuff. If you're into that, you might be, you might not. But my main movie one is just Tvels. I have a YouTube channel. I have done some Walking Dead videos on there in the past of theories and what ifs and different spin-off ideas. but I have done a few like gaming Minecraft videos, which you might enjoy too recently. I need to get back into YouTube, to be fair. And that's about it where you can find me, to be fair.
Well, that's great, man. You know, I always love doing content with you. You never disappoint. I always have a fun
You
time with you,
too.
man. And we'll have to definitely get together for, you know, one of these other reviews in the future. And maybe if we get any big news, we can hop on and
Oh,
talk about it.
100%.
But thank you so much for coming on, man. And thank all of you for listening.
Thank you.
As always, you can follow me at Derek's Dead Talks and daily Walking Dead content on TikTok and once a week long form videos. So make sure to drop a follow. T-Bells, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.